Hi, my name is Sylvia Croese. I'm a researcher with the African Centre for Cities at the University of Cape Town. The year 2015 represents an unprecedented moment in global urban policy making. It was the year in which 17 Sustainable Development Goals were approved as part of Agenda 2030. One of them is the Urban SDG, which focuses on making cities safer, more inclusive, resilient and sustainable. In the same year and the following year, a number of other agreements were adopted. These include the Paris Climate Agreement, the Sendai Agreement, and the New Urban Agenda. All of these international agreements highlight and illustrate the growing importance and recognition of cities as both sites and actors of development. This consensus is very important. However, almost 5 years since 2015, it's actually very unclear what cities are doing, if and how they're going about the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals and other goals. In assessing the implementation of the SDGs, it's very important to take into account that all cities will go about this in a different way. We may all agree on the importance of the urban SDG, but cities have different levels of leadership, capacity, resources, and all of this influences this process. So we need to take into account that these processes will be context-specific and will vary from place to place. My research project really focuses on SDG implementation at the local level, using the case of Cape Town as a case study. So who are the actors that are involved in SDG implementation at the local level? How and why do they go about SDG localization? These are all questions that I'm asking. And with these questions, I'm trying to get a better insight in terms of the challenges, but also the opportunities for SDG localization. This project builds on work that I've been doing with the City of Cape Town over the past 2 years as an embedded researcher. What I found in this research is that although the City of Cape Town is in a very good position to localize the SDGs, if we look at the city's capacity institutionally, both administratively in terms of its resources, however, initially there was little interest to work on the SDGs because the city was preoccupied with very urgent priorities at the time, including the drought, including organizational change, political restructuring. There was also a lack of awareness, a lack of information, and the city simply did not know much about the SDGs, and it wasn't aware of what other actors outside of the city were doing. I therefore started organizing a monthly seminar series on the SDGs. Over the course of this year, we've had speakers speaking about different issues related to the SDGs. The aim of the seminar series was to get different actors together in the same space to exchange thoughts, experiences, information on the SDGs. And important here was to get people in the same room that usually don't come together. So far, we've had seminars on different aspects of the SDGs. We've looked at the SDGs at city level, issues around localization, implementation. We've looked at the data aspect of the SDGs, which is very important. We've looked at the readiness of African countries to monitor and report on the SDGs, looking at the experience of countries such as Zimbabwe and Zambia. We've looked at issues around the financing of the SDGs at the city level. We also had a speaker who worked with the South African National Institute of Statistics to work on the country's first SDG statistical report. We've also looked at different themes related to the SDGs, such as health and how health is interlinked with other goals. So far, almost 200 people have participated in the SDG seminar series. Some of them have come recurrently to the seminar series. We've also had new people attending. And they really represent a widespread of researchers from the university, as well as representatives from the private sector, the NGO sector. We've had city officials participating, but also officials from national and provincial government. One of the major learnings of my project so far is by organizing these SDG seminar series is the importance of having a space where people can come together, different stakeholders, different institutions, bringing them together and having them share experiences and thoughts. As we approach the final decade to SDG implementation, the project really shows the importance of knowledge exchange and production. In doing so, the research project really sits at the interface between urban policy on the one hand and research on the other.